haircut. So fresh and so clean. Uniqlo. Warm, padded down vest. GoPro Mini. 1080p 30 fps exported to 720p for that crispy HD. Small file size quality. And today we're gonna be doing some ASMR. What the? Did I put this on wrong? Completely put this on wrong. Wait. Okay. Look, I'm still a noob at this. It's like when somebody buys the video game on Christmas. You know, I'm the Christmas noob. I'm the Christmas noob. I want to be the Christmas noob forever. To be an amateur forever is the ultimate privilege in photography. To be a professional photographer is a tragedy. There we go. God, it looks so much more clean with a haircut. It's better. I'm so lazy. I get a haircut like 3 months. Check the clock. 3:30. How to wake up at 3:30 a.m.? Get in bed at 7. Simple enough. Yeah, why wake up early? It seems like waking up early is... Oh, I didn't clean this out the last time I used it yesterday morning. And I need to take the trash out. I gotta make sure I don't do that again. Yeah, waking up early, I think, I don't know, for me, I like to go to sleep extremely early and wake up extremely early. Recently, I've been waking up even earlier at like 3:30, and that's because I've been purposely going to bed earlier. Oh yeah, my Christmas tree is awesome. I got all the flags from all different places that I've been. Thanks, Mom. Oh, let's turn this light on. Okay, so yeah, why wake up early? I mean, it's really preference, but I feel like waking up early is superior to going to bed later and waking up at like 8 or 9. Or whenever, like... What the hell? Like, where? Oh, I have more, okay. I think the idea is basically, can you get all of your creative work done in the early morning before the day starts? Like, my idea is, like, there's no excuse to not have time to photograph in the day. And you can get it done before anyone else. some fun ideas. Culling photos. I did my culling before I went to bed. Remixing photos using Procreate. I think every photographer should get an iPad. I think the iPad is just fantastic. There's just so much to do. But yeah, this ZenBrush app has been fun. I like doing these calligraphy drawings because I can basically get my creative juices flowing and zen the out, where I just let my sort of inner childlike wonder out. And I think that's the goal, is to sort of create work and create the things we make from this sense of wonder and exploration. And I made this photo inside this nursing home yesterday my godmother is in, and what I do is I go into Procreate on the iPad, and I have a gradient map preset, and I simply apply the gradient maps just to see what they'll look like, and I'll upload them directly to my media library on the iPad here. I have the Jetpack plugin, that way I can do all of the sort of blogging. But what I'll do is, when they're in my Photos app, I'll also create folders for my different creations. So I'm just dragging these things into the Procreate folder. Here are some of my calligraphy drawings, and I think they're interesting to make and also use for illustrating blog posts. Same with these sort of remixed imagery. I find that you can do so much with just one photograph. I was even having fun drawing over top of this photo to illustrate how I think of composition, and I want to do that more. ChatGPT is fun too. I like generating these sort of marble sculptures and statues. And so far this year, let's see what the number is. 134,800 photos. So I guess I photographed a lot, you could say, this year. Where's my water? But I usually like starting my morning off with an espresso. I just started using an espresso machine, which is awesome. It's so much better than the K-Cup Nespresso pods that I've been using. This is so nice. I love having an espresso machine. This is freaking great. And I'm using the Illy brand beans. I'm about to run out, so I have to fill back up, but these are the grounds, I think. They're already ground up, but it's basically like the classic roast Illy sort of intense, or not intense, Illy espresso Italiano style, which is good. I like it. It's what they use in like all the coffee shops in Italy, I think. Good stuff. Every Gym should have an espresso machine. What is the function of a home? Shelter from inclement conditions. Place to sleep. And to work on your fitness. Otherwise, a home is not really a desirable place to spend time. Even if you have the best setup, it really doesn't matter. I'm outdoors pretty much as much as humanly possible because, to be honest, what I realize is it's hard to even think inside. You really have to be walking and moving and have no confined space where, like, when I'm inside, because I have a ceiling, like, my thoughts can't leave the freaking room, I swear. It's a funny thought, but it's true. Also, open the window, get fresh air. Recently I've been inspired by Caravaggio. When I was in Rome, I was admiring some of his pieces in person, and yeah, this big book is just fantastic to have, like, all of his works and collections. And there's some interesting, like, fold out pages like this. It's at St. Jerome. Yeah, man, this is pretty awesome. I still got that Aceh book out from yesterday. I'll usually look through a photo book as well. These are my new ones that I picked up. This is Raul Cañabano. This one is crazy. Like, when you recognize, like, the amount of time put into a body of work, like 30 years, and you flip through the photos. I mean, this one is my favorite that I just opened up to. That's rare. The boy with one leg hopping into the water. What's crazy is I don't even know how to dive like that head first. He has his crutches framed on the bottom right. The sort of light tower there. There's people on the side in the background. You can even see some heads bobbing in the water. So what I like about this frame is it's dynamic. The horizon's tilted. You feel the action, and you have this sort of story based upon where things are positioned, right? You have the background set for the scene, and you have that setting along the rocks. Of course, the action in the foreground, and then this little detail that sort of tells the story of this boy that's jumping into the water with the crutches. And I mean, really, this book is just filled with fantastic imagery, and I highly recommend. Oh, this moment's great. The father on the phone putting his mouth over the kid. He's probably playing and making noise. It's so good. This book is insane. I first saw this in India when I was hanging out with Suresh. Mr. Suresh. Shout out to Suresh. He had the most insane book collection I've ever seen in my life. So, another thing that's good to use. Oh, so this is something, right? I'm gonna share some more secret ideas. This is something I think would be extremely interesting to do going forward with photos in terms of remixing imagery. So essentially, let me go into my folder because this isn't the right folder. You go through your photos, you pick out a photo. Like, I wonder if I can pull her out. think maybe a little bit. Oh, yeah, so I can pull out people from pictures. Maybe even this leaf I can pull out. You essentially just highlight, you hold your finger over the picture, and it'll use artificial intelligence to clip out something. Then you wind up having to, essentially, like, if you watch me, I'm holding my finger over the thing. You can then drag something from the picture, swipe down to remove the image from that picture, and then drag it to a folder. I then have all of these clippings, which is kind of crazy. It almost reappropriates the pictures into its own image with the black backdrop. And I mean, this is just an interesting thought, but I'm thinking about combining these sort of clippings with physical newspaper clippings that I've been collecting, and scanning those and making collages. So, I mean, it's just an idea, it's a thought, and just a little creative thing I found with my process. And yeah, this is kind of a cool thing, right? Got all the clippings. It's really cool. So, there's so many creative things you can do with an iPad. I think the Photos app is superior. Like, you do not need Lightroom at all when you use the Ricoh with the small JPEGs. It's just way better to use Photos app. Way more to do. Oh, and the Vibram 5-finger ELX shoes are the best. Just get them. Even if you start out by just using them in the gym, and then I like to wear them. I wore them for the entire year. The only problem is in the winter, they're not great. Your toes will get cold, so perhaps it's mostly a summer, spring thing if you're in a city like Philly where it gets cold. This is a kendama. It's a good way to get the day started too. The good thing about waking up super early is you can just like fuck around. But yeah, I found this toy to be extremely fun and a great way to like meditate and start the day. And also, considering the connection to the Ricoh with my wrist strap, I find that having this sort of body-mind connection to be critical with how I operate the camera now, because of how fluidly I operate it. Messed that up. But the idea is there's like 3 different cups, a string and a ball and a spike. And you can kind of just play with it how you want. I mean, some guy at the skate park gave me it, and I just started playing with it, and I don't know, I think it's fun. There's this other trick I've been trying to do where you flip it so you get it on the spike. And then you flip it and try to catch it. I'm playing really poorly right now, but it's just like the point is to just get your body moving. And I think that this is a good way to get your body moving. You gotta bend your legs, sort of move. But when I'm speaking, I can't focus. I'll do one more. So there's a full complete combo where you spike it and then I just put it down and feel powerful. It's so fun to use, and I find this to be a great way to get, I already feel like energetic, like there's something about it. Some books I read this year, I have so many more to read to be fair, but I'd say the best one to start with is Meditations from Marcus Aurelius. I'd say this is a critical book, sort of must read. Letters from a Stoic, Seneca, fantastic, must read. The Birth of Tragedy, Friedrich Nietzsche. Oh, I also read all of these different Seneca books, How to Keep Your Cool, How to Have a Life, How to Give, How to Die. I have yet to read this How to Be a Farmer book, but I'm curious about it. Also, The Antichrist by Friedrich Nietzsche. I have a few different Friedrich Nietzsche books I want to read. I have, a bunch of different books here that I've read, like Brave New World, George Orwell. American Photographs. Oh, I picked up these love poems from when I was in Florence of Dante Alighieri. Oh, and the Bible's not bad. I mean, it's nice to read, I think, a lot of just like random stuff. Like, you don't really need to like read it front to back, but just kind of just like picking around and reading different things in the Bible seems to be wise, honestly. Instax film. Every photographer, especially every photographer that wants to travel to a new place, should get some Instax film. Also, Epson Hot Press Bright seems to be a nice matte paper that I like, but who knows, maybe I'll have to find some other paper as well to explore. I mean, I've tried a lot of different papers and I found this one to be a really good solution, but the more I consider using a Canon printer, I'm like, maybe I should just use Canon, like just use the same. I don't think it matters, but maybe when I print my black and white photos, I'll have to find something different. And when I get more into printing, I'll probably do videos on it and stuff. Tech Deck? Impossible. Rats. Release your inner child. Yeah, I don't take myself so serious. I think this is one of my biggest advantages in life. I think people take themselves too seriously these days. Just an observation. So I like to hang from the bar and do some stretching. Firstly, sort of like downward dog, upward dog, child's pose, pigeon pose. And drink 2 espressos. And like a liter of water at least. Firstly. So, with photography, it seems that speed and longevity is most critical. I find that this process that I'm picking up with the high contrast black and white small JPEG Ricoh GR3 sort of format is so efficient and makes my life so much easier when it comes to my photographic process. Yeah, it's something that I find really does work for me, and it's like I think can work for everyone, honestly. I'm gonna do some selfies. I think all photographers should take selfies. It's just another subject. Like you would think, oh, there's no subjects to photograph right now. Oh, yourself. And just use whatever lighting you have. I actually like to do this thing where I look up towards the light source, and if you actually look at this selfie, it becomes extremely like beautiful and artistic in a way where I basically just made this like awesome selfie in my home using nothing but a small compact camera. And yeah, the technique is to look up towards the light source. P mode, single point autofocus seems to be supreme. The simpler the better, the faster the better. Longevity is important for me, and I think the faster you go, the longer you can go. The slower the process, the less motivation you will have, where the motivation is merely within your legs. That's what I realized. There's no excuse to not make photos. Essentially, everything and anything can become photographable, even yourself. Street photography is merely an ethos. It's a way of doing things. You don't have to get pigeonholed or tied down to any one way of doing things. The goal is to just fucks with it and have fun. Liquid chalk. Extra grip is useful. I find this chalk to be much more efficient than the dry chalk. Dry chalk, it's kind of annoying for me. It's just like, feels more uncomfortable too. It's like, it's so much different. I don't know. This is better. I don't like making a big mess. This is much more clean. Washes off easier, feels better on my skin. which really doesn't matter, but it's like it's just a statement. It's just better. I have like really rough calluses, and I think we want those so we can do our lifting. Yeah, all photographers, all artists, period, all people, period, but specifically anyone that wants to do creative work, especially street photography, I mean really, should be lifting weights, should be doing some sort of physical fitness. This is a very physical activity, and I believe that health is wealth. And the stronger we become, the stronger our work can become. This is a new theory. The stronger the photographer, the stronger the photos. Let's actually start off with my famous and favorite farmer's walk. Such a great and simple way to lift. You pick up 2 dumbbells, you hold them by your side, and you walk. Your chest open, shoulders back, head up, proper posture. You know, it's a really simple thing, but I think it just goes a long way to focus on your grip strength, right? Where that's the true indicator of strength itself, is how strong your grip is. That's why this like liquid chalk is good, and the farmer's walk is good. Yeah, this sort of stuff, it's just like foundational work that I think is most critical. Just focusing on your grip strength. And so usually, let's actually film without the POV this time, just to do different stuff. Is this a good angle, I guess? Yeah, super view, it picks up everything. Do some pull-ups. So with the pull-up, I really like to go like all the way down, dead hang, and then I try to touch my chest to the bar and go over it, chin over bar kind of thing. And if you want to make it a little bit harder, you put your legs in front of you like this, and it strengthens your core. Strength is strength. Yeah. What else do I like to do? I like using this dip bar to do L-sit. Dip bar L-sit. Home gyms are the future. how to lose adipose tissue and gain skeletal muscle mass. Only eat red meat. This is a good option. This is a lamb leg, boneless lamb leg roast. 6.5 pounds, $5 a pound. Yeah, you just throw it in the Instant Pot and you leave it slow cooking for 8 hours, 9 to 5. Come home, bada bing, bada boom. You get to try this out. I think that's the top sirloin steaks, Wagyu ground beef. I think the other kind of from Costco is better. The Kirkland brand, maybe I'll try it again. You get more in there. Those are like 1 pound pieces, but the other one you get like 1.3. And yeah, I usually eat like 3 pounds of beef, at least around there, 1 time a day. No breakfast, no lunch. 100% carnivore diet. Perfect diet. Elimination diet. The lion diet. Fermented kimchi. And I wrap the kimchi in these like seaweed chips things. Seaweed wraps. And that's like my treat, you know? But I think some kimchi's good to have with the red meat, and I've been doing that for 1 year, and I've never felt better. I've never had such insane gains where really what we want is hypertrophy, to have this sort of exceeding nutrition, to eat more red meat. Truly is the goal. The idea is that the body is democratic. Anyone and everyone can become super jacked together, and it requires this sort of mind, body, soul connection, and realizing that maybe we've been scammed in this sort of modern way of living where we're merely consumers, and we must go back on the